All right, hello everyone. I'm sitting down with Brett from Trinity Financial, and we're going to kind of wrap up our series of that 2026 Social Security report, and we're going to wrap it up with practical steps. Excited for this one. We are looking at things retirees can do right now to kind of feel more prepared, flexible, and confident about, let's say, their retirement plans. So, Brett, what should retirees look for when they review their Social Security estimate?
So what we're looking at is people that, again, are preparing for retirement or planning for that. So again, just to reiterate, we're talking about 6 years from now, okay, that the trustee fund is going to go bankrupt, it runs out of money, and if everything happens and Congress doesn't change anything, people are facing a 23% reduction in their benefit. So the first thing to do is to take a look at the statement of what your current projected is, okay? Because we have to have that base, we have to know what we're planning for.
Okay.
And then we talked about this, we put all income sources into a retirement plan. Then we have all your savings, and what our goal is to say, here's your lifestyle, this is how much it costs you to live. With what you have coming in and what you have saved, will you have enough of those assets to last as long as you do?
Right.
In other words, we don't want you to run out of time before you run out of money.
Yeah.
Or run out of money before you run out of time.
Yes.
And then the buzzword in the article I read was stress test it. And that's exactly what we do. We take a look at what's it going to look like at 70, 75, and 80, okay? And as we mentioned last week, if you want, we can factor in a 23% reduction in Social Security to see what the impact is going to be.
Right.
So again, if the world caved in and we did face this reduction, we want to know that you're going to be okay. I think that's the most important thing that people can start doing now is to start planning, even though the earliest that they can start is in 2032 about worrying about it. But what if they're going to start in 2030? You know, we have to make sure that that's not going to have an impact. The sooner they can start planning for it, the better.
Right. So I think you kind of had reiterated it when you were talking, but you know, when you are per se, let's say planning, what are those numbers that matter most when you're looking at that plan almost?
When we're putting the numbers in?
Yeah.
So we always start with full retirement age benefit, and then what's your retirement goal? When do you want to start?
Right.
Okay. And then do you have any other sources of income? Pension, which has become fewer and fewer, and then assets. Okay. And again, the main goal is to make sure that your retirement goal or dream matches everything else. Okay. The worst thing you want to do is plan on retiring at 62, only to find out that you should have waited till 64.
Right.
So,
that would not be
especially if there's a 23% reduction.
Right.
So again, it's the practical steps. What can people do? The most important thing that you can do is get the numbers. If you know what your Social Security is, get that statement. If you have a pension, get that. Take a look at current investments. We put an annual rate of return on there, and we stress test it for the future.
Yeah, and you know, I wanted to bring that up because you mentioned it, and I was going to ask it. Talking about what is a stress test? You know, how do you do a stress? How do you stress test a retirement plan?
Yeah, people may not think that they can personalize the stress test, but we heard it in 2007, 2008. Stress test the banks. They had to go through the stress test. Could they afford this many foreclosures and everything? So it's just taking a look at if the worst thing happens, will you be okay?
Right.
That's what it is.
Oh, so going into Trinity per se, right?
Yes.
And I can kind of, let's say, run some scenarios almost.
We do that on our program, yes.
Oh, that's right. We have talked about that program before, kind of putting it all in front of your face to make that person feel comfortable.
Yep.
Well, that's great. Look at that. Go take advantage of that program right at Trinity Insurance and Financial Services, located at 315 South Peoria Ave in Rockford. Or you could just visit their website, but I think Brett would rather you come in and stop in and say hi.
Dixon.
315 sorry.
Dixon.
Dixon, sorry about that.
But we have an office in Rockford.
Yeah.
7210.
3 locations, so that's
3
3 ways
right.
you can visit.
There you go.
All right, well, thank you, Brett.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure talking to you, and we will be back right after the break.